So I've had a lot of young guys reaching out to me and requesting this particular video. So in this video, I've got 7 great everyday fragrances on a budget of $30 or less for you young fellas out there that watch. So stay tuned. So with this first one, this is one that actually Jeremy hyped up a while back, and it's clean, it's cheap, it's fresh, it's a little spicy. It's Jaguar Pace, one that does not really get talked about anymore. And look, this 60 ml I have right here, I think I paid like $16, $17, something like that. Now look, is it some performance beast? No, not at all. 3 to 5 hour fragrance. I would definitely spray my clothes with this one. It's light, so you can get on that latter end, that 4 to 5 hour range. But it's definitely got that soapy shower gel type of smell. A little bit fresh, spicy, very green, fresh, spicy, very inviting, super pleasing fragrance that I understand the initial hype for it, but I don't understand why the hype killed over. Because for a cheapie, it's actually a very good fragrance. Like I said, you can't expect some beast mode level performance with this one, but if and when somebody does smell you, you walk by somebody, they get a whiff of your trail, they're going to think you smell nice and clean, very inviting, might even pay you a nice compliment to let you know that you smell good. It's one that, like I said, I don't understand why the hype fell off, because it's actually a very good cheap fragrance, one that I'm guilty of not really talking about and wearing that often anymore. I have put a little bit of a dent in my bottle, but I need to wear it more too. And as far as you younger fellas, 25 and under, that are always reaching out, there's a reason I talked about this one first, because it deserves more love. I'm thinking you guys are the ones to give it that love. That's Jaguar Pace. Next is essentially Bleu de Chanel without that incense note. It's kind of the way I usually explain it to people. 50 mLs are popping up at Marshall's and places like that right now for around 17 bucks. And I gotta tell you, at $17, it's a steal for Acqua Essenziale, the original from Salvatore Ferragamo. Yes, the blue flanker is my favorite, but I could see where some of the younger guys may not go for that one, because it's got a little bit of a powdery dry down. It's a little bit different from this one, whereas this one's got a lot more freshness, a lot more citrus. Not saying you younger fellas can't wear the blue, you know? Grab blue if you like blue. But my recommendation is definitely go with the original. The original is going to be the easiest to wear, most pleasing, most inviting. Best likelihood of getting a compliment, because it's just so fresh, clean, and citrusy. Because at the end of the day, most people love to smell fresh and clean. That's the default scent profile or style or accord that people are looking for, is just fresh and clean. Just want to smell good. And with Acqua Essenziale, especially for the price, you'll just smell good. I couldn't do this video without including this fragrance, because I was guilty of not smelling this one for the longest time, and man, was I missing out for years. And I'm talking about Diesel, Only the Brave. This stuff is a compliment machine. It's ambery, it's a little violet powdery, it's got a soft little synthetic leather in the background on the dry down. It's very fresh up top, it's powerful, and you can find a 75 ml tester like this under 30 bucks. I think I paid 25 on eBay. Comes in a white tester box with the cap and everything. This is a awesome fragrance. Shame on me for putting it off on getting it for so long, and for putting it off smelling it for so long, because it actually is a really good fragrance. Now, is this strictly for the younger guys? No, of course not. I mean, I'm not that young guy. I'm 36 now. I'm not a young buck anymore. But at the same time, this has more of a youthful appeal, where I feel like the younger folks will get better use and be able to appreciate it more, because I see this as a fragrance that the young ladies are definitely going to like on you guys. And I really think this could work wonders for you. I know it's been giving me pretty good success with the several times that I've worn it. I've gotten a few compliments. That's not some magnet where it's been non-stop for me, but I'm, you know, pretty much every time I wear it, somebody tells me I smell good. Wife definitely loves this one, and it's affordable. It's affordable, fresh performance. The best thing I can say about this one, and it's one I suggest you give a try. Check it out. It doesn't smell like everything else without going too far left or too far right. Again, that's Diesel, Only the Brave. Now then, what about something that's got a little bit of spice going for it, some cinnamon? Well, You know, Azzaro Wanted could go here, but that kind of jumps right above that price bracket I wanted to keep for you guys, which was under 30, because a 50 ml is, you know, 30 some odd dollars. But this smells pretty much exactly the same, and it falls well under that price bracket. I'm talking about Davidoff Run Wild. This is actually going to be featured in my cheap spring fragrances video, because I love this fragrance as well. It smells like Azzaro Wanted, just cheaper. Performs about the same. A little bit fresher up top, definitely has that Invictus opening. You know, it smells kind of like Invictus up top, but the cinnamon really starts to kick in after a few minutes, and it gets a beautiful cinnamon warm spice that's going to be great for the date nights and going to the movies and whatever have you. I'm telling you, this thing really works well. It's a great scent DNA with moderate to above average performance depending on your skin. You can spray your clothes with this one because it's not a heavy wear, even though it's somewhat of a spicy fragrance. 50 ml is going to run you about 20 bucks. 100 ml still below 30, 25, 26, $27. And it's a great fragrance. It's one that I'm pretty confident you'll end up falling in love with once you get your hands on. And for you young fellas on a budget, I can't imagine this not being in this video, because I think it's right up your alley and something I think, based on what you guys are asking me all the time, that this will do the trick for you. And that's Davidoff Run Wild. Now, I know a lot of people like to recommend the Intense Flanker for this fragrance, and I get it. It's a little bit more dense, a little bit more, I guess, powerful in essence. But this one still performs pretty well, right in that average performance range. It's just a bit fresher. Of course, I'm talking about Lacoste L'Homme. So very citrus dominant, has that beautiful rhubarb note for that juicy citrus that's got a little bit of a fresh spice bitterness to it. It's a very lovely fragrance. And to be honest with you, for the warmer weather, I think this one's a little bit better. Nothing wrong with the Intense by any means. If you can get your hands on the Intense, go with the Intense. I just find this one's a little bit lighter and fresher and is a bit more inviting than even the Intense can be. And it's still a 5 to 6 hour fragrance. Like I said, right around that average performance. Not some beast, but no slouch either. Definitely gonna grab some attention. You're gonna smell great. You're gonna like the way you smell. And you're not gonna smell like every other person wearing a citrus heavy fragrance, because that rhubarb gives a little bit of a twist. You know, not that many fragrances have rhubarb in them, and it's prominent in here. You'll wonder, what is that? What am I smelling? I smell orange, I smell grapefruit. What is that? Rhubarb. That's what that is. That note, you can't figure out what it is when you smell this one. Very fresh, like I said, decent performer. $29, $24, I believe, after the 35% off coupon for a 100 ml bottle from FragranceNet. You can't go wrong with this one, fellas. If I had to pick one in this video to go after, Lacoste L'Homme, this would be the one. Those of you that have been watching me for a while, you know how much I love Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Together, and I feel like it's one that you guys can love too. You can find these 50 mLs for 20 bucks at Marshall's. They pop up all the time. The 100 mLs are 25 bucks. They are a steal at that price point. Man, I love the way this stuff smells. Invictus Aqua style fragrance. Maintains a little bit of the First Instinct DNA, a little bit of a YSLY vibe, a little bit of all three of them. If you've heard me talk about this fragrance before, you've heard me say this before. It smells like a little bit of all three of them, with a little bit more dominance on the Invictus Aqua side. They even went with the color of the bottle to match. Not a real long-lasting fragrance. 4 to 5 hours. You know, I get about 5 hours. I do spray my clothes with this one, but it's very loud. This is an attention grabber. In that first 2 hours, it's loud. This will pull some compliments. This has pulled many compliments for me. I love wearing this one. This one's great out to shower. This one's great running around town. The hell, this will be great for a date, especially in the warmer weather. This is an awesome, awesome cheap fragrance, and I'll recommend this to anybody, any age. But because of its heavy synthetic nature, it leans a little bit more youthful, and that falls into its price point as well. Explains kind of the synthetic nature. It's an Abercrombie & Fitch fragrance. You wouldn't expect some high quality oils in this, but for what it is, it's freaking fantastic, and one that I suggest everybody try. If you come across this one at the rack stores, grab it. That's First Instinct Together. And then last but not least, an overlooked, underrated, cheapy gem that smells kind of like lemonade, you know? F Free Time. Salvatore Ferragamo, another Ferragamo fragrance in this list, because they pop up at the rack stores. They're always pretty cheap, and this is one of the most overlooked ones that's out there. They pop up quite often at Burlington, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, all the popular discounted rack stores. You can find this one online, about the same price, right around 20 bucks for 50 ml like this, maybe a few dollars less depending on where you find it, right around $25-ish for a 100 ml. Average to slightly below average performance, 4 to 6 hours. Definitely spray your clothes. That first hour, it'll really reach out and grab somebody. It's pretty strong in the first hour, then it starts to sit pretty close to the skin, but it's got that lemonade kind of smell to it. Very citrusy. And nice fresh vetiver, woody. It's not some mold breaking scent, but what it does well. It smells really, really damn good for the price point and doesn't smell overly synthetic like the Abercrombie fragrance we just talked about, which is very synthetic but still smells amazing. This one's a little bit better. A little bit better in scent quality. Maybe a little bit more subdued and not as loud, but right in that same price point where it's extreme value for your money and one that I think you young fellas could really get some use out of. So next time you pop in the rack stores, make sure to take a look for F Free Time from Salvatore Ferragamo, and you can thank me later. Well guys, that's the fragrances I wanted to bring to you for this video topic, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you tried these already? Which ones do you like, dislike? Which ones piqued your interest and you have not tried before? These are definitely some really good fragrances that all can be had for under $30, whether it be from a discount or online or one of the named rack stores that I talked about. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 7, you give them a spray now, I'm real confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.